Five things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. It's brought to you by Hurley Medical Center. If you're an amputee with chronic nerve or phantom limb pain, Hurley has the solution. Plastic and reconstructive surgeon Dr. Saab specializes in cutting-edge microsurgical techniques to help amputees conquer pain. Visit hurleymc.com. Well, the Michigan Wolverines are celebrating their first national college football title since 1997, knocking off Washington last night 34-13 to finish off an undefeated season and claim the crown, led by running back Blake Corum's 134 rushing yards, 2 TDs. Prison time ahead for former teacher at Mott Community College. MLive reporting 50-year-old David Dews was sentenced yesterday to between 4 and 20 years after he pleaded no contest to criminal sexual abusive activity. He had previously been busted by the Genesee County Ghost team of attempting to meet up with a 15-year-old girl for a sexual activity last March. Donald Trump set to return to the federal courthouse in Washington today for the first time in months as an appeals court hears arguments on whether the former president is immune from prosecution on charges he plotted to overturn the results of the 2K20 election. Michigan, of course, as we mentioned at the top, beat Washington 15-0. The Wolverines go 34-13. They are college football national champions. Pistons, well, their entire season's been going in the other direction. They are 3-33 going in tonight when they take on the Sacramento Kings at Little Caesars Arena. They'll tip it at 7 o'clock. And to cap this one off, young artists among you. Governor Whitmer announcing she is accepting designs for a cover that will grace the program of her upcoming State of the State address using the theme A Classic Michigan Story. Governor says any form of media is acceptable to use, including crayons, paint, or markers for those age K through 12. You have the rest of this week to come up with your design, since the deadline for submitting on the website state.mi.us/art contest is going to be this Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. That's five things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Wintry conditions all day long and a kind of a varied mix. We start with snow this morning that turns into a rain-snow mix by midday, then all rain. Breezy conditions expected to complicate things somewhat, with winds whipping out of the southeast at 16 to 18 miles per hour, gusting up to 32. Tonight, the rain reverts to a rain-snow mix overnight and likely eventually back to all snow by early tomorrow morning. Temps bottoming out around 33 overnight. Cloudy tomorrow with a continuation of the wintry mix and temperatures hovering around 35. And then Thursday, cloudy with snow showers possible and about 36. Right now, it's 34 in Flint, and in Saginaw, 33.
Hail, hail, Michigan. They are the champions of college football 2023.
Present the national championship trophy, Coach Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines.
Pull it down! Pull it down! We did that! We did that!
From the Hurley Medical Center studio, this is the Fox Home Morning Show.
Flint's Classic Rock Authority.
103.9. The Fox.
Steph's not here, so we're not going to play the Steph's Fox flashback game this hour, but we will be doing a trivia contest for those tickets. Yeah, Godsmack Unplugged coming to Soaring Eagle Casino Resort. You want to see it? You can win this hour on the Fox.
Darling, you got to let me know.
Yeah. Well, good morning, TikTokers. Good to see you on Tuesday. The start for us in Michigan of winter as it expects to normally be when we're here in Michigan. We haven't had much of that up to now, but today is the start of the arrival of the wintry stuff, snow, and as I said in the forecast, the rain-snow mix, and then eventually rain, and then we go back in the other direction overnight, back to the rain-snow, and by tomorrow morning it'll be back to snow again, and here we are in winter. Here we go. How you doing? And we're also in an area where there's celebration going on over a football championship. This would look a little bit better if I didn't have a dog at one point in life several years ago who decided to turn this into a chew toy. But that's what I have to show you today, because Michigan is the national champion in college football after beating Washington last night 34-13. Let's see who's all here this morning. John is here, Tina's here, Sheila's here, Eyes Plus is here, Cornelius is here. Got a whole bunch of people that are hanging out for a while with us, as long as you can anyway, on this Tuesday morning. This is kind of a weird time of the day for us to be doing a live stream, but we do it from a live morning radio show in Flint, Michigan, USA, home of the formerly crappy water. It's 103.9 The Fox with Johnny and Steph, although today Steph is away. It's Johnny Burke hosting the show. I'm Hal, and we are in our news studio, which is to their north, my home studio. They are, I think, getting more snow than we are at this point. As I looked at some of the cameras and the maps, actually it's down there a little bit further. I'm north where it's a little bit more of a kind of a misty, yucky thing going on. Big Bear is here. Good morning, Big Bear. And I see Edward Bryan, possibly Brian Edward, user 717. Welcome to you. We're here for about an hour or so, as we are every Tuesday. This is TikTok Tuesday. Some people like to celebrate Taco Tuesday. We celebrate TikTok Tuesday when we come on here with our live stream, which kind of rotates around the internet. Facebook on Mondays. We're on TikTok Tuesdays, Instagram on Thursdays, and then Twitch and Facebook has been our thing on Fridays. We've been kind of multicasting those days. I hit that on the button. You bet I did, Edward. You bet I did. GJ. Tacos taste better, but this is great. Well, good to see you. Hang on for a while. Let's see how much more fun we can have, all right? We got people from all over the world normally. And the ones who show up on a regular basis are what we call Hal Raisers. They're the ones that have been with us ever since the start of this thing, which was 8 years ago on Periscope. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to try to be a little smarter about how little music I show you. I'd like to let you listen to a little bit more music because TikTok lets you do that. But at the end of the show, I then post the replay. Since TikTok doesn't have its own replays, I usually post it on our, or at least my, YouTube page. And in order to do that, YouTube does have more strict rules regarding copyright material. Our live stream gets hit with copyright infringement rule violations all the time. No matter where we go, we have that happen to us. And every once in a while, the last 2 weeks, in fact, we've gotten warned about that because we've let a little bit too much music at times get on here. This is a 34-degree morning to start with, and as I mentioned, winter is going to be heading into our area here this morning. I want to get you started with a picture like I usually do when we do these live streams. It's what we call our smile source because we're trying to get you into the day smiling, Tony D. Did I play on Supernatural? No, and you'd have to actually clue me into what that is because I'm not aware of that. Supernatural. Is that a TV show or a movie or something on like Netflix? What's up, Tony D? Good to see you here. A smile source, which comes from our 365 Dogs calendar, because I'm really a big fan of dogs. Animals in general, but really kind of a real soft spot for dogs. And this particular dog's name is Daisy, lives in Aurora, Colorado, where she apparently has never met a person she doesn't like. It's a golden retriever. She is training to be a therapy dog. This is Daisy, training to be a therapy dog. Good morning, John and Paula. See, there you go. And it's interesting that this would be the day that I would have a therapy dog in training as a featured picture on our 365 Dogs calendar, because yesterday I was on participating in the sense of just watching a kind of a short webinar that had to do with dog training. And it was being conducted by a couple of dog trainers, professionals, who are used to training service dogs. And they're teaching you how to train your dog that will then behave more so like a service dog will. If you've ever watched a service dog in action, they're very chill. They're very regimented in what they do. They're not excited. It doesn't seem like they're even excitable. They just kind of, I've tons of times seen them, and they're very, very loving and attached to their owners, and they're very protective, but not in a way that the dog I have is. I have a Jack Russell mix who is just psychotic. He is so protective. He was a rescue. We got him back in March of last year, and he has spent his entire time trying to protect. And that means acting bigger than he is by barking and trying to be intimidating to everyone else around. We're trying to back that down a little bit. And I think I might have gotten some ideas last night how to do that. Let's listen to Johnny right now, what's going on in the air. Hello, David. David Munoz.
Alaska Airlines flight made last Friday. The hole opening up along the the side of the plane. The door plug, the refrigerator-sized panel that ripped off, was found. It was discovered in the backyard of a Portland area teacher named Bob. He found the piece of the plane and called the authorities. National Transportation Safety Board says they're going to collect that door, analyze it to learn more about what went wrong. 2 cell phones have also been found, not just that one I told you about earlier, which are apparently, they were apparently sucked out of the plane after the hole ripped open at around 16,000 feet. One was an iPhone, perfectly intact and working. It was even open to a baggage claim receipt, by the way, which, since this story wasn't a tragedy, could be used in a future marketing campaign here. They've got the photos out there if you want to find them on the internet. So there is the latest on that. I guess that door was not a functional door. It was another door that they had kind of not been using. They used the front door, so they call that a door plug because it was like bolted in there. And they claim now that possibly the bolts were not.
John is the guy we've all known as Fitzy for a long time. We've had enough snow it can melt. Do you have a lot up there?
Somebody is going to need a Snickers bar. Yeah.
Willie and Jim Bob, welcome to you guys.
Nobody
Jeff
luckily was sucked
and
out of the
Kevin.
way, but did you see the pictures of the one kid who his shirt was sucked right off his back? About a 17, 18-year-old kid that was sitting there. Luckily, nobody was sitting near that door. It had, as I understand it, had that plane been higher in the air, it was only at about 16,000 feet. The explosion
Bogey and Carlitos Way and Michael. Hi, guys.
violent and quite possibly could have sucked a bunch of people out. So a lot of things went right while it went wrong. It's 7-Eleven here now.
Chris Hansen and Peter are here,
Give me about
along with Just
25
Garth.
minutes or so, and we're going to give you a chance to win the Godsmack Unplugged tickets at Soaring Eagle Casino Resort on the 27th of April. Normally to be given away with Steph's Fox Flashback, but she is out not feeling well today. Unplugged tickets at Soaring Eagle Casino Resort on the 27th of April. Normally to be given away with Steph's Fox Flashback, but she is out not feeling well today.
We'll get into the traffic report in a minute. That's what I'm here to do, in addition to chatting with you guys during the music and the commercials, is I do news and traffic from here. Piper, hi. Good morning. But I did watch a training, brief one, last night. It was a training seminar, and as much as anything, it was to kind of tease you into and entice you into buying a complete 10-week course in training your dog. I'm not in a position to do that right now, particularly when they told me that trainers, professional dog trainers, can charge as much as $200 an hour to do it. And of course, they've taken an awful lot off of that price, and they've cut it down to about, and they strip away everything. It's about $300 for a 10-week course in how to train your dog to be somewhat like a service dog in terms of its behavioral style. I'd kind of like to do that with Jacko. I'm not sure it's possible with a Jack Russell mix, because the kind that are service dogs that I've ever seen are the kind that are normally a little more chill anyway. A little more. Hello there, MJ, I think, and Zulu and Pink Lady, all of you. Welcome to our little party today on a Tuesday following a Michigan football win. They are now national champions, beating Washington last night, 34-13. 15-0 season. There's a little bit of a controversy that still continues to surround them as to how they got to the point where they could play for the championship, and I'm sure the NCAA will sort that all out in the coming months. It'll take a while. Here we go. Hello, Jerry. One problem showing up in Davison Township right now is a potential slow go spot. It's a crash just in a few minutes ago along eastbound 69 at Oak Road. Eastbound 69 at Oak is our one problem point right now. None of the other freeways or surface streets are reporting any problems anywhere in terms of crashes or unusual delays. But if you spot one, give us a call. Let us know at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777. And 24/7, that Vehicle City Traffic info is there for you at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster on 103.9 The Fox. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Miss Jason, he's here. Yes, I saw him here, but I don't know where he is. I'm trying to find out where he is stopped at. Will he stay or will he go? Well, now that he has completed, as he said, his attempt to sit at the big boys table in his family, Maybe if he wants to just go get kicked around by football players, he can go back to the NFL. If he would like to continue to run things in Ann Arbor and maybe just basically be the mayor of that city for decades, the way Izzo is kind of the guy who runs East Lansing with the basketball program, it might be a thing for him. But if he thinks he wants to go back to the NFL and try to coach players who won't listen, that's up to him. But the thing is, his dad, Jack, already won a national championship in his coaching past, and his brother John has won a Super Bowl. So now Jim, as he said at the end of the game last night, can go sit at the big boys table because now everybody in the Harbaugh family has a championship to their name. Going to the NFL, he can buy a hamburger for a player and not get in trouble. The NCAA is going to sort that whole thing out. Here's the thing about it. Jim Harbaugh had to sit out suspensions for 2 different alleged offenses half of the season. Literally half of the season he had to sit while the team played because of misdeeds. Now, if he were to decide to leave, we've already found out, he has a more than capable successor if they wanted to put Sharon Moore in there. He'd be fine. He'd be fine as a head coach with them. Kaz and Jessica, welcome to you. It's hard to see some of these here. Gary Cable, howdy. Who else we got? Oh, wow. Tua, it looks like, but it's not Tagovailoa. It's Tua, and then there's a bunch more there that I didn't get a chance to see. New Age Grandpa, howdy. I like that name. Oh, you're in Jacksonville, Jason. All right. You spend a lot of time in Jackson. What's the weather like right now? It's not wintry in Jacksonville right now. I know that. Eddie's here. Good morning, Eddie Scott and Dwayne Regan and Hank. Hi to all of you. Welcome to our party. This that I was watching last night, this dog training seminar put on by the Canine, I guess it's Canine Training Institute or something like that, whatever they call it, offered a nice perspective, which I want to take up with my dog named Jacko, who is a treat fiend. He does everything and anything for a treat. But in this particular case, these people that were conducting the seminar said don't do that. Because then the only time that they will perform what you want them to is if a treat is involved, which is kind of like people are. If pay is involved, we'll do things. And if not, we typically slack off.
Partying too much after the Wolverines won the national championship last night because she's such a huge football fan. But anyway, no, she's not feeling well. She should be back by tomorrow, hopefully, with any luck at all. In the meantime, we're going to give away her tickets that she wanted to give away on Steph's Fox Flashback, the Godsmack Unplugged tickets for Soaring Eagle Casino Resort on the 27th of April. Coming up here in about 15 minutes.
Howdy, Green Acres.
Law enforcement trivia. It is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. So we'll salute law enforcement by playing a law enforcement trivia game and giving away prizes. Coming up here on the Foxhole Morning Show at 7:18.
We are starting the new year.
Okay. They suggest 3 main points. And now, of course, they break this down into the course that they teach, which is one that you pay hundreds of dollars for and go through 10 weeks of the process trying to do this. Because one thing about training a dog, no matter what method you use, you have to be patient because it's going to take a while to get the results you want. Hello, Matt. Good to see you. Number 1 in their hints is a thing called using operant conditioning. Operant conditioning, which is the process by which humans and animals learn to behave in such a way as to obtain rewards and avoid punishment, which on the surface would suggest to me using treats. Obtaining rewards would be their treats. And as I said, Jacko is one who is all about treats. If he wants to bark at somebody who's nearby that he perceives as a threat, and I'm able to kind of divert his attention by throwing a treat at him, he will be more than happy to divert his attention to that treat. However, the more we go along our walk or ride or whatever we're doing, if I give him a treat, if he goes more than 50 or 100 feet without getting one, he then starts to look for his next treat. I don't want him doing that. I want him to only expect a treat at certain times, but not every 50 feet that we're out walking. But they offer different other methods of reward system. The other thing that they said, this was the key to me. This one was really key to me. Was point number 2. Morning to couldn't see who that last one was that came in here. Also, Risa is here. Morning, Risa, too. Morning to couldn't see who that last one was that came in here. Also, Risa is here. Morning, Risa. High five, whatever they use. But these people say dogs respond mostly to visual body language, not your oral commands, not the words, but to your body language, because they use that on each other. They're always looking at you, and when they're looking at you transfixed, they're studying you. And Jacko does this with me. He studies. He just sits there and stares a hole right through you, trying to learn what you want him to do based on whatever body language it is that you use. So you use that to your advantage, and you structure your instructions to the dog based on the body language that you use, and not the commands, not the verbal commands. Now, you can eventually add verbal commands to it after they figure out what the body language is you're using, what you want them to do. You can kind of augment that with you've learned that, Tina's learned that while fostering them, because she's one who fosters. Again, this is one of these animal lovers I love having in this group. All right, hold on a second.
The outdoors. This is like a montage of some of Jimmy Page's best.
Okay, once again, copyrighted material. We don't want to let you listen to that. I mean, it's fine here on TikTok, but once I put it on YouTube, I'm going to get slapped. So I'm not going to let you listen to that part. We don't want to let you listen to that. I mean, it's fine here on TikTok, but once I put it on YouTube, I'm going to get slapped. So I'm not going to let you listen to that part on their own. And in the case of Jacko, in my case, his job is always to try to protect by being a spastic barker, barking at anything and everything that moves that he perceives to be a threat. Whether or not it's coming toward us, even if it's walking away from us 500 feet away, if he sees him, he'll bark at him. That's his thing. He thinks that is his job, is to protect from far and wide. Protect.
He shares a birthday with Dave Matthews, who's 57 today. Also celebrating birthdays today, Kate Middleton is 42, Jimmy Page at 80, David Johansen is 74, Joan Baez is 83 years old today. Wow. Happy birthday.
Hello, Sun1180. Welcome to you. Tina says, if you turn your back on a dog, they will come to you after they feel they can trust you. One thing that Jacko does is turn his back whenever he's not the most loving dog I've ever had. He likes to have attention, but it's on his terms when he wants it. And usually he'll just sit by you, but with his back turned, which I know and I've heard from people who are dog experts that is a sign of complete trust, when they can turn their back on you and feel comfortable doing that. I've not had, of course, the thing about Jacko too is that because of his history, for those, most of you are new here, so you haven't heard this story, but I got him as a stray. He was picked up by our local animal control in the area as a stray back about 5 weeks before he ended up with me. So nobody knows his history, even to the point where knowing how old he is. We don't think he's a puppy. The vet's best guess is around 3 years old, maybe 4 now, because I've had him almost a year. And at the time, she was saying 3.5. So he's probably over 4 now. But not knowing what his history is, have no idea what kind of crap he's been through in his life and how much cruelty he may have had to endure and how much he's had to spend a lot of time on the streets just foraging for himself. So still in the process of learning that, trying to figure out what it is about him. At what point can you be affectionate with him versus the point where he's just flat not into it to trust you? My most people go toward them, which makes them on alert. Regular, just dogs in general, you're saying. But I have not, at this point yet, 9, almost 10 months into this thing, ever let him walk minus being held on a leash. I've never let him walk leash free. Because I have no idea if he's going to take off on me. Now, he did something yesterday, which is like the third time he's done this, and this kind of gives me a little bit of a window into his past. And that is that he's got this coat that I put on him. It's an orange coat with black tiger stripes on it, and it keeps him nice and cozy warm when it gets to be cold like it's going to be. He's going to be wearing that thing every day for the next 4 months because it's going to be that way. Next week, it's going to be in the teens like the entire day at some point. Next Monday, you know. But the thing about that coat is if he backs straight up, and I'm pulling on him and guiding him around, but if he backs straight up from me and I'm holding on to that leash that's attached to that coat, he can actually back himself right out of that coat. He slides right out of it. He did that once with a harness. He knows that if he backs straight up, if I don't like pull up on it, which is the one trick that I've been able to use to keep it on him, but he'll back straight out of that thing. And if he does, I'm thinking he's going to run off. Patty, hello there. Good to see you. And Big Show 720 also. Welcome to our fun here on this live stream on Tuesday, TikTok, from a live morning radio show, 103.9 The Fox, a classic rock radio station in Flint, Michigan, the home of the formerly crappy water. And one of the people who's joined us every now and then for about 8 years now is with us from Newfoundland. And that's Mandy the Newfie. Good morning, Mandy. Hi. That's Mandy right there. Hank Hill has joined us. But he did that last night. And the thing is, he does that after we take him out for a bathroom break. I got a feeling that at some point in his life, maybe his previous owners maybe rubbed his nose in it, because when as he's done with that, he wants to get as far away from it as he can. And I got to pick it up. Well, while I'm picking it up, I'm trying to hold on to him. And that's when he backs up out of that harness or coat, whatever he's wearing at the time. And last night he did it right next to a busy street. And I'm thinking all he needs to do is start running into the street, and he's got a whole bunch of cars that could hit him. Christmas, New Year's was fine. Generally speaking, uneventful. Christmas Day was 55 degrees Fahrenheit. I know you don't operate in Fahrenheit temperatures in Canada, but it was that on Christmas Day. It was like a day in the middle of April. It felt like a day in the middle of April. So the thing I have to do with Jacko is to get him away from the mindset that this is an evil thing. And you've got to, when you're waiting for me to clean up after you, dog, you've got to stand there and hold on to it and wait until I am ready to go again. Don't be taking off on your own and thinking you're going to do that, because you're not. That's the thing. But I've not let him go leash free because I don't know what he's going to do and where he's going to decide he wants to go. Just got the #1 gifter badge. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, John. John Hoff. Good to see you. Welcome. Cindy, hi. Good morning. All right, let's see what they're doing on the air here. If they're going to do another song, what are they going to do? Because I don't know. Yeah, he's going to just slide right into another song. But that was the thing. That was what we learned yesterday while doing watching this seminar, which lasted for about 45 minutes, I think it was, from a couple of nationally known trainers with the, I can't remember what they call it, National Canine Academy, but they train service dogs, routinely train service dogs. And it is their belief that they can take your dog and train you, or get you to train that dog to behave much like a service dog in the span of about a 10-week course. Maybe one day I'll take that course. I don't know. Hello, Chip and Nick. Welcome, fellas. Just to make sure that y'all, Banksy, just want to make sure that we don't just completely lean on nothing but dogs here. There are cats in the news as well. People love cats. I've had one. I didn't know I was going to be a cat person until I had one. And then that guy lasted with me for 17 years. He was a legend. He was a great guy. PJ was his name. But we have a trucker from Illinois who has a cat that he is very loyal to and is his best friend because the cat rides with him while he's trucking all over the country. And while they made a pit stop in Nevada at one point recently here, this guy, Chad McIntyre, who owns this cat, Tyler, for these long-haul drives, lost Tyler. He had to make this pit stop while he was making a delivery to a Walmart store. He said he was gone for about 2.5 hours. Mandy the Newfie has 2 cats. See? There you go. And you love them, and they're just the greatest, aren't they? Aren't they? By the way, are they microchipped, Mandy? Either or both? Are they microchipped? I'm one who constantly advocates for microchipping your pets. Every dog I've ever had, including Jacko, has been and is microchipped. This particular cat is, and it's a good thing too. This is why. When Chad McIntyre stopped in Fernley, Nevada at a Flying J truck stop while on the way over to Walmart to deliver the packages and whatever the cargo was, after this guy McIntyre came back to the truck, the cat was gone. And lots and lots of looking did not find this cat. So Chad's wife, Brandy, got onto the social media world, let people know that Tyler was out there. She got onto a Facebook group. Tyler ended up 5 days later at a Flying J truck stop. He had stopped at a Flying J, and this cat ended up 5 days later at another Flying J truck stop, but it was in Rock Springs, Wyoming, 670 miles away from where he'd gotten away from Chad McIntyre, the trucker. The cat had been taken to a local animal shelter. They checked it for a microchip, which it had, and so through that they were able to reunite the cat with Chad McIntyre, thanks to the microchip, despite the fact that the cat got close to 700 miles away from him at one point. I just wonder what it would be like if Jacko got... Hello, Joy. Joy Bellinger, good to see you. Billy D is our left-handed traffic reporter who is in great state of Connecticut, reporting that the non-snow snowstorm from the weekend will sure play havoc with 4 inches of rain. We're supposed to get the mix. We're supposed to start here with snow, turn rain, snow, and then by this afternoon it becomes all rain, and any snow that we get that's measurable, and the talk is maybe 2 inches or so, is going to probably be gone by late afternoon, and then come back again tomorrow because it transitions back again from rain to a rain-snow mix and then to all snow right around the time that everybody is getting back up and getting ready to go back to work. Microchips indeed are very important, Tina. I just absolutely, totally advocate them for them.
Tickets, that show coming to Soaring Eagle Casino Resort on the 27th of April. We would normally do this with Steph's Fox Flashback, but Steph has the morning off. She's not feeling well. So we will give it away with a trivia contest dedicated to National Law Enforcement Day, which today is. Today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. So to that in just a moment. But first, I was noticing, have you been following the Consumer Electronics Show news? I worked in Vegas for a while on a radio station there, and this is one of the biggest events they have in Vegas all year. People from all around the world come to the Consumer Electronics Show and see all the new stuff, and the media is previewing some of those new gadgets. They got to see them before the show opened up. It opens today and runs through Friday, but they're already writing about them. We already heard about the new voice-activated bidet that works with Alexa.
There's my campaign manager, Billy D.
Here are 3 more weird gadgets they've unveiled so far. LG has a new see-through TV. It's called OLED T. The T stands for transparent. When it's off, you can see right through it. They claim getting rid of that big black rectangle makes the whole room feel bigger. So you'll have like clear glass there, and apparently when you turn it on, it all comes up just the way you expect it to. A brand called Sevvy, S-E-V-V-Y, has a new oven that they say is as fast as a microwave.
Welcome, Jerry. Welcome. Waiting to start your shift. How long is the shift today, Billy? You're in management. It must be lengthy.
In under 4 minutes. Cool. And this is the one that's kind of interesting. 2 brothers from Switzerland came up with a new cat door called Flappy for your cat to come in and out of the house on its, at its leisure. It prevents cats, though, from bringing real dead mice inside. It works with some sort of AI partnership. They've got AI in this thing, and it can detect a dead animal in your cat's mouth and not let them in until they drop it. We got a couple of Oliver Weidler, I think, is one of the co-founders of Flappy. He's talking about his new product here.
I woke up in the morning and saw a decapitated mouse in front of my door. And while eating breakfast, I kind of noticed that, hey, morning, and saw a decapitated mouse in front of my door. And while eating breakfast, I kind of noticed that, hey, I can do something about it. We can create a product.
8 to 4 today. Oh, gee.
And while eating breakfast, I kind of noticed that, hey, I can do something about it. We can create a product.
8 to 4 today. Oh, gee.
See, like this, they have to have a foreign accent. Doesn't it seem like that? Anyway, yeah, so that's going on at CES. You can see a lot of this on the internet, and there is some pretty fascinating stuff coming to it. Doesn't it seem like that? Anyway, yeah, so that's going on at CES. You can see a lot of this on the internet, and there is some pretty fascinating stuff coming. Tonight, though, we're going to have that rain continuing on into tonight till about 1 o'clock in the morning. Then it turns to rain and snow, and by tomorrow morning when we're commuting in, starting around 4 o'clock in the morning or so, it should be a solid snow mix on top of the rain. Yeah, tomorrow's commute's going to be a mess. And it'll be a breezy 33-degree morning tomorrow morning, too. Then tomorrow, rain and snow starting out the day, then snow for the...
All right, Billy, have a great day, and good luck at work today. Hopefully your customers are all nice, smooth, agreeable people. And it's a profitable day for you.
Cooling trend towards the weekend, and on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, the high at this point, it's a week away yet, so it's hard to predict it real accurately, but they're saying it is going to struggle to get to 16 on Monday. So
Vicenza
winter has arrived with both snow
and
cold for the next
Pride and the guy you know, all here.
It's 35
And Frank
degrees and time to play.
and Joy Smith.
The famous TV or movie cop. The way this works is you just get a phone line right now, 810-230-9777. When I get you on the phone, I will give you the name of a character from a TV or movie, either a TV show or a movie, and you just tell me what TV show or movie they're from, get it right, and I will give you the Godsmack Unplugged tickets I have in my hot little hands here. They're coming to Soaring Eagle Casino Resort on the 27th of April. We'll start with the first caller and work our way through. We've got a couple calls on there now, but if you want to get on some of those empty phone lines and try and get in on this, 810-230-9777. Who's our first contestant?
Chris Osterman.
All right, Chris. I'm going to give you the name of a TV character.
Wouldn't be a day if we didn't keep freezing up, Tina.
TV or movie character, and you have to tell me. They're cops. You have to tell me what movie or TV show they were from. All right? The character is Olivia Benson. Olivia Benson.
Oh, boy. I don't know that one.
Sorry. But you want to take, I'll give you another second to try and take a stab at it. No, he didn't want to. Law and Order. That was Law and Order SVU, or any of the Law and Order for that matter. But on everything. 103.9 The Fox. Hi, who's on line 2?
Nick.
Nick.
VA SWAT and Grace, hi.
The character is John McClane. What TV or movie?
That was Die Hard.
Miss Lisa. Lisa, hey, we got a winner.
It's National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, so we thought we'd do that TV movie cop trivia game. You are our winner. We've got a pair of Godsmack Unplugged tickets. They're coming to Soaring Eagle Casino Resort on the 27th of April, and you're going. A pair of Godsmack Unplugged tickets are coming to Soaring Eagle Casino Resort on the 27th of April, and you're going. Compliments of 103.9 The Fox. Hey, folks, man.
Yay. All right, Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin. Good to see you also. And Stan Whiteman is with us. Got a bunch of great people from all over, everywhere, with us today. And Stan Whiteman is with us. Got a bunch of great people from all over, everywhere, with us today. And talk about whatever you want to chat about. I do the news and the traffic from my home studio, several miles to the north of the main studio in Flint, which is the home of the formerly crappy water.
Are you ready to begin your journey to better health? If so, your first step is to register for Hurley's free educational weight loss event.
Flint, Michigan, that's where we're from. You all have heard of it. When we had the water crisis 9 years ago, it couldn't get enough publicity. Flint gets lousy publicity all the time, even though there's lots of good things happening in this city. It's usually when the crime or the bad water stories come out that we hit the headlines. It's an unfortunate fact of life here. We used to kind of own GM. I mean, GM was here. That was the entire city, was GM stuff once upon a time. But then that kind of changed in the 80s. Tim is here. Good morning, Tim. Max is here. Good morning, Tim. Max. And I think I saw my my good friend Heather join us in there too. Stevie, hello there. There she is. Hello, Heather. Welcome. Heather is our. Well, I've learned I'm not going to ever call her ex-Marine. She's always going to be one. She's just not wearing a uniform these days.
Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov.
To better times ahead.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Traffic. 3.9. The Fox.
Vehicle City traffic.
Our one problem right now is going to be tied up in Mount Morris Township. It's on Mount Morris Road at northbound 475, or I should say northbound 75. That's Mount Morris Road at northbound 75. A crash reported there just a few minutes ago that's going to create a slow-going spot. But if you spot other crashes or unusual delays, maybe even unusual debris in the road, give us a call, let us know, so that we can make sure that your other fellow motorists out there can have a smoother ride into work. 810-230-WRSR, the number, 810-230-9777, and that Vehicle City Traffic Info 24, ride into work. 810-230-WRSR, the number, 810-230-9777, and that Vehicle City Traffic Info 24/7 is found at ClassicFox.com. Do remember that, and be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Today is officially Where the Hell Did I Put My Ice Scraper Day? Because we forgot where we put them last year. Now, tomorrow morning is going to be a really tough commute. Make sure you're listening to us for all the info.
Yeah, it's coming today. We got a little bit of snow. Some areas are still getting it. South of me is where Flint is, where the radio station is. There was a little bit more snow reported there than I have up here. But by tomorrow morning, it's going to probably be more so. Not as bad as some of the other parts of the country are concerned. The National Weather Service says there's some real messy stuff out in some other parts of the U.S. Earlier this morning, it was talking about being, well, primarily, what are we talking about here today? Heavy rains, powerful winds, blizzard conditions, all this kind of thing. The winter storm warning expanding into Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northwest Illinois. We here in Michigan and the northwest lower peninsula have a winter storm watch in effect. That's where they're looking at maybe 5 to 8 inches worth of snow according to the forecasts. We in this area, which are like down in here, is where we are. I should put the thumb up because we have that. But it's right around in this general section here, which is where Flint is located, and Detroit south of us and all that. We're looking at 1 to 3 inches of snow, somewhere around 2 in this area, it would appear like we're in for. Greg is here. Greg Atherton, good to see you. And then tomorrow we'll probably get a return of it. And it's not going to be anything that we're not used to here in Michigan, but it's just our first opportunity to get some winter. We haven't had much early on, and we're already almost midway through January. So that's something, our first opportunity to get some winter. We haven't had much early on, and we're already almost midway through January. So that's something that we're a little more used to getting. Already almost midway through January. So that's something that we're a little more used to getting. When Jacko and I were out, in this area like skiing, and we've had to make snow on the slopes. We're over here by Mount Holly, and they've had to kind of make some snow to make sure that business gets going. Hello, Lori Ward Stewart. Good to see you. We got Frankenmuth. Heather is aware of this. We have this thing called Snowfest in Frankenmuth, which is coming up starting 2 weeks from tomorrow, and they've had to truck in from outside and also make some snow so that there's going to be enough of it by the time Snowfest starts in 2 weeks. There's really that chance that they might not have. Joseph and William, hello to you guys. But when we went up to the mall the other day, on the other side of New Year's, when people start making those resolutions to get healthier and to get fit and to exercise more, we found out how people are really into that whole idea. And I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Hour here with what's in Johnny's pants all throughout the day. there are other opportunities to win them. In fact, we'll get one from in our middays here. Steve Driver will give you an opportunity to win that. And then, of course, Mac this afternoon. We're giving away 103 tickets to join us on January 17th. That's a week from tomorrow at Longway Planetarium for a Fox Laser Listener Appreciation
For
Party.
those who share us out, we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
See the new Laser AC/DC versus Guns N' Roses show there. And it's all brought to you by our friends, proudly sponsored by Aero Tax Service.
Hi, Chris.
It's that time of year. I hate to
And another Chris, that's the one who is in New Mexico.
Aero Tax Service at 810-7.
And in fact, Michigan does finish off a 15-0 season for the championship.
Aero with two A's, AAROW, Aero with two A's, tax.com. And then listen all day for your chance to win Aero with two A's, AAROW, Aero with two A's, tax.com. And then listen all day for your chance to win.
This morning, what was in his pants? When we went up the day after, the weekend of New Year's, well, actually the day after New Year's, because New Year's was actually on a Monday this year, but you had people who were making resolutions to get fit, to get healthier, to exercise more. That happens every year. There is a gym, fairly new gym that's opened at this mall where Jacko and I go to walk around, and I'm able to see that when we get up there every day in the morning, there's usually one, maybe two cars there at the most outside the gym where they have the exercise equipment and people go in. And there's some classes that are being handled over there too. But that's early in the morning, so not too many people are ambitious enough to want to get out there early on before they start their day, except for one or two people. Well, the very first day after the new year, get out there early on before they start their day, except for one or two people. Well, the very first day after the new year, when we went up there, we counted in the parking lot no less than 14 cars that were out there in front of this gym, getting fit, getting healthier, getting exercise, and trying to be a new person for the new year. I'm waiting. I'm going to go back next week to find out how many cars are there at the very same time and the very same day of the week to see if that changes, because I've seen that by personal experience that changes in a hurry. Same time and the very same day of the week to see if that changes, because I've seen that by personal experience that changes in a hurry. Pedals is here. Hello, Pedals. See if that changes, because I've seen that by personal experience that changes in a hurry. Pedals is here. Hello, Pedals. Good to see you. Welcome to our fun that is a live stream on TikTok on Tuesday morning, the 9th of January. We are on TikTok every Tuesday doing this live stream. Facebook on Mondays. Go to my Facebook page and you'll see us on Mondays over there. On Thursdays, we will be on Instagram. HalMoss_news is my Instagram page to get that. And if you follow me, you're able to get the notification when we go live there. And then on Fridays, we are on Twitch, and we also multi-stream. We're also on Facebook on Fridays as well. Maxwell, and by the way, that's probably by accident, though. I know one thing that's happening on TikTok in recent weeks, and I've noticed that as I've scrolled through, is more and more TikTok kind of just guiding you to live streamers. Never saw that until the last maybe month and a half, 2 months, where every third or fourth place that you can scroll to is going to be somebody's live stream. So somebody kind of fumbled into here by accident to see what we're doing. And now that you're here, we hope you'll stay.
Fox in the App Store and at Google Play.
Okay, a little more music. Don't want you hearing that because, you know, when we turn this over to my YouTube page for the replay, you're going to be hearing music, and they don't want you doing that. They don't care on TikTok, but on YouTube, they don't want you playing copyrighted material. Hello, Jeff Hockaday and Rick Frazier. Ooh, Rick Frazier. I used to actually know a guy named Rick Frazier who played on a hockey team for which I was doing the broadcasts. Boy, that goes back a long way, though. He became, after his hockey playing days, he became a firefighter. Roger 29, hi there. Another thing that's going on in our state, not only is Michigan able to celebrate a big story of having won the college football championship last night, but Michigan State, the arch rival, has something to be proud of in the sense that their former football coach Mark D'Antonio has been selected to be one of the new inductees into the College Football Hall of Fame for the 2K24 class. So we're kind of excited about that also. Let's pump that over there. Welcome to those of you who hung out here and decided to stay for more than a quick second or two. We enjoy having you here and hope that you'll return to see us again next quick second or two. We enjoy having you here and hope that you'll return to see us again next week when we come back again on Tuesday, because we'll be here every Tuesday. But right now, of course, everybody here is singing Hail to the Victors. I would have shown you, because I've got a bunch of little helmets, but this is the only one that's all bent up. It's because it's partly chewed up by a dog that I used to have, Black Lab, who, when I used to take him out and walk him around early on the weekend mornings past a gymnasium after the new year, we also found that rather interesting and in some ways laughable scenario where the very first day after the new year, we found 8 cars at 5:30 in the morning out in front of the gym. People out there getting fit, getting healthier, and hitting that resolution real fast. And then the following week, none of them were there anymore. We can't get rid of Tina. Tina is there in New Jersey. I can't say we've tried to, because we don't. We don't ever want to. She's one of our stalwarts, if you will, with us. She also has a working shower. She's been able to test that out a number of times here. Cavro's here from the great state of Wisconsin, where there's also crappy weather. Southern Wisconsin particularly is part of this winter storm that the forecasters from the National Weather Service says are blowing through. But at the moment, we're not seeing that kind of thing yet. We may actually only have a small part of the total weather system that's going through that area. Leomer 60 and Jeff Tuggle. Hi there. And Juan Manuel Garcia. Good to see you guys. I'm trying real hard to read some of the real small print down here, and I was also smart enough to report to duty here this morning with a dark shirt so I can at least see what's there. KFE is here, and user 796 also, along with Steven, Texas. Steven, representing the whole state of Texas. Good.
Feeling satisfied at 7:53 here live in the foxhole. Johnny, minus Steph today, who is not feeling well, so she is not here with us today. Hopefully she'll be back tomorrow. More music now. Art. Magic Man on 103.9 The Fox.
Yeah. Nathan, hi. For those who are joining us now and weren't around earlier when I was talking about this before, I had an opportunity to stumble onto yesterday, much like you stumbled in here, most of you. I stumbled onto a seminar that was held by a professional dog training organization, Canine Training, and what they do is train service dogs. Those kind of very chill, big animals, at least the ones that I've seen are that way. Service dogs can be of many different breeds, but the kind I primarily see are the kind that are the labs, the golden retrievers, those kinds of things. They seem to have the best personality for doing that, but you can get other dogs to do it too, as long as you know the correct techniques. And one of the techniques that I found listening to the seminar last night, there were basically 3 main points that we're making. One of them is being able to use operant conditioning, which is a process where humans and animals learn to behave in a way that they obtain rewards and avoid punishment, which is obviously something that humans love to do. Well, animals are the same way. In the case of the rewards for an animal, it's more often than not treats. They say a lot of dog trainers espouse the idea of using treats as your motivation system, and they say that's really not the way to do it, because the dog then is only going to learn that the only way it's going to do anything that you want them to do is if they're going to get a treat in return for that. And at some point you got to stop doing that. And that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to do with Jacko. Is a very treat-oriented dog, and I'm trying to figure out how to kind of wean him away from that. I'm going to turn him over into this type of training that they were championing last night, which involves using body language rather than words, using verbal commands. Instead, use body language, because the dogs watch that. And they're able to read that because they use body language with one another. I always wondered how dogs communicated with each other, because they don't need words, but they know each other's thinking. If they're able to do the body language type of thing. And look at this. Heather also is food motivated. She gets it. I've seen some of the things that you post on social media, and you do deal with interesting and looks like potentially delicious stuff. Very creative in many ways. But in the case of a dog, they want you to use, these particular trainers want you to use body language. And also give them, this is going to be big, I'm going to have to do this with Jacko, give him a job, because all dogs, they say, have ADHD. They want a job to do. They don't want to be bored. And if you don't give them a job, they will find one to do on their own. And in the case of Jacko, his job is protecting me. Anytime we're going out walking, he's going to bark at anything and anyone that's moving within 500 to 1,000 feet of us, whether or not it presents any kind of threat. That's what he does. That's just what he is. Hello, Donna and Carol Smart. Good to see you guys. Ladies, sorry. So hopefully that's going to work. I think I have enough patience. I've managed to get him to stop completely barking at everybody, to the point where now he at least just growls at many. He wants to bark, but then he kind of knows that I'm not happy when he does it. So he's starting to get into this, okay, I'll growl at them. So it's going to be, I'm going to mutter under my breath at the people that are potential threats to us. Let's see if we can stop him from vocalizing his displeasure anyway. I'd like him to present a little bit more of an outwardly friendly demeanor. I don't know if that's possible with his breed. He's a Jack Russell mix, and they're kind of, yappy anyway. But I'd like him to be a little bit more outwardly friendly, so that people could see that they could come up to him and enjoy being a friend of his. Right now, nobody wants to be, because they're afraid of what he's going to do. He is a little guy, but he always comes out with this attitude at people outwardly like he is a threat to them. And he wants to be a big dog. He wants to be a German Shepherd, even though he's not. He has that mindset. Hello, Mel. Good to see you. Good evening. In equine therapy, which is what Heather deals with, you talk about things like this as well. Fascinating. It really is. It really is. Trying to figure out how dogs or other animals communicate with one another. I've always been interested in that. And even how can birds fly in total formation? I mean, it takes a while for the Air Force to train their pilots how to do that. How do the birds know how to do that? These perfect, like, V formations, for example. Hello, Buckeye 7472 and Jay-Sean, man, I used to know a guy that spelled his name exactly that same way. B. Mort, might even be the same guy. John Borgen and Paul DeWall, hi, all of you. Welcome to our little fun, which is a live stream of a morning radio show from Flint, Michigan, USA. We're going to do news right now.
103.9, the Fox. Yeah, they're getting older, too. Everybody's getting older. We celebrated Jimmy Page's 80th birthday today. Led Zeppelin guitarist Jimmy Page turning 80 today. Well, all of the Stones, I think, are 80 now, too. Jimmy Page is 80. By the way, he's working on a new song, too. Stairlift.
Don't they say exposure to the best kind of desensitization that brings reaction to situations? Yeah. 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Fox Half-Off Deals. Save 50% off every day on your favorite restaurants, retail, and entertainment venues in and around Genesee County, such as the Davis Half-Off Deals. Save 50% off every day on your favorite restaurants, retail, and entertainment venues in and around Genesee County, such as the Davis. Running back Blake Corum leading the way with 134 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Michigan State's football program also has something to be proud of this morning. Their former head coach, Mark D'Antonio, selected to be among the 2K24 class of the College Football Hall of Fame. He gets that honor in his first time proud of this morning. Their former head coach, Mark D'Antonio, selected to be among the 2K24 class of the College Football Hall of Fame. He gets that honor in his first time on the ballot. National Weather Service warning of a powerful winter storm bringing blizzard conditions, powerful winds, heavy rains, flooding, and the threat of tornadoes across much of the U.S. this week. Forecasters say that a winter storm warning is expanding into Iowa, southern Wisconsin, and northwest Illinois, and a winter storm watch into the northern lower peninsula here in Michigan. Federal investigators say that a door panel slid up before flying off an Alaska Airlines jetliner last week. Checking into whether bolts that were supposed to help hold the panel in place might have been missing when the plane took off. This comes after Alaska and United Airlines each report finding loose parts in the panels of other Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets. Pistons will take on the Sacramento Kings tonight at Little Caesars Arena. They'll tip that one at 7 p.m. And to cap this one off, tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is going to be $165 million. Good luck if you're taking a crack at that. And that's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Snow this morning starts our weather pattern that evolves into a rain-snow mix by midday and then turns into all rain this afternoon. Breezy conditions expected to complicate things somewhat, with the winds whipping out of the southeast at 16 to 18 miles per hour, gusting up to 32. Tonight, the rain reverts to a rain-snow mix overnight and then eventually back to the early snow and all snow by early tomorrow morning. Temps bottoming out around 33 overnight. Cloudy tomorrow with a continuation of that wintry mix. Temperatures hovering around 35. Thursday, cloudy, no showers are possible, and again, about 36 or so. Right now, it's 33 in Flint, in Saginaw, also 33.
WRSR Owasso Flint. It's time for the 8 a.m. Foxhole People Poll. Call Johnny and Steph and tell them what you think.
All right, so we're getting the first real snow and the first real cold here over the next week. And like I said earlier this morning, it's, oh no, what the heck did I do with my ice scraper day? Because you don't know where you put it last year, and you haven't had it out yet this year. So what else do you use to scrape? I found, you don't know where you put it last year, and you haven't had it out yet this year. So what else do you use to scrape? I found, where we have live streaming video. Very boring today because Steph isn't here. It's just me standing here like an idiot. But you can look at me standing here like an idiot, and then you can comment in the chat window that's there as well. So you can either do it on our 103.9 The Fox Facebook page.
Scott and Rufus, hi there. And how much to hire me? Cha-cha-cha wants to know. To hire me to do what? What would you like me to do?
Use to scrape your windshield when you can't find your ice scraper. I've also breathed on it and tried to wipe it off with my hands till my hands are frozen. Call now.
What? Question for Hot Jim, who is here now from Phoenix, where it's 32. Going to be 53. It's 32 in Phoenix. Okay, well then, what are you going to use, Hot Jim, to scrape the ice off of your vehicle in Phoenix today? Because I know you don't travel with an ice scraper. When you live in Phoenix, you don't. Anyone else having connection issues, asks Sheila in Bay City, where there are 4 bridges, and one of them she won't cross because you've got to pay to do it. I know I've been getting a little advisory saying that the connection isn't all that strong. And that may be where I am. I don't know. I'm not right in Flint. You have a freeze warning. Well, in that case, what are you going to use to scrape off your windshield? Let's, once again, give you an opportunity to check out our smile source for the day, since it's, we've been talking about dogs pretty much this entire live stream. So I'm going to show you one from the 365 Dogs calendar by the name of Daisy, who is in Aurora, Colorado, and is a dog who has never met a person she doesn't like, according to the page, and she is in training to be a therapy dog. We've been talking about training a dog to act and behave like a service dog in general, and when you're doing your training, kind of use that as your guideline. That's what your goal is, to try to get the dog to be a service dog trained type of dog anyway in terms of its demeanor. This is a therapy dog in training named Daisy. And there you have that. Aw. You use your remote starter, Hot Jim. I'm good. Those guys that have remote starters, I'm all envious and stuff because I don't have one of those. I have to go. If I'm going to take Jacko out for his morning constitutional up by the mall, and I have to do that 8 miles just to give him a bathroom break, I have to scrape the ice or whatever, sweep the ice, whatever I have to do to get all of the snow and ice off the windshield first. He won't help. He will not help. Good morning, Laura. Good to see you. Thank you so much. And Eileen and Becky Bear, all of you who have joined us, I appreciate the heck out of the fact that you did that and spent however much time you did to be with us. We are here on TikTok every Tuesday morning, usually from about 7 to 8 o'clock Eastern time. Thursday, we will take this show on the road to Instagram. This is my Instagram page at @HalMoss_news. So follow me there, and then you'll be notified when we go live there. It's usually at 7 a.m. Eastern or thereabouts. And then on Friday, we'll be on Twitch. And we'll be also simulcasting or live streaming twice, split casting, whatever you want to call it, Twitch and Facebook. Mondays it's Facebook, Tuesdays TikTok, Thursdays Instagram, Fridays primarily Twitch. That is the schedule that we usually follow nowadays. Sheila has a remote start, but it won't work with her when her check engine light is on, and that means you have it on now. Now, when you have a check engine light on, do you do like Penny on the Big Bang Theory did and just tape over it so you won't have to look at it? Some people will do that. I have a thing going on for my emission system. I have a lease that's going to be turned in a couple of months, and I've got this emission system. It looks like a little catalytic converter thing, and so that goes on. And I'm just going to tape over because they're going to eventually get it. I'm going to have to turn it in a couple of months, and they're going to deal with it then.
Fox. 103.9 The Fox. Hello out there.
Hello. Yeah.
Hey,
Has
what's up?
anyone said fingernails yet? I'm scraping.
Yeah, no, nobody said that yet. I said earlier that I would breathe on the windshield and then try to take my warm hand and try and clear out a spot. I've done that, but no fingernails. No, that would hurt. There you go, brother. Thanks.
Bye.
Fingernails, that's a way to do it. Scrape off your windshield with your fingernails. Wow.
How about a cassette, those old cassette cases? Nobody has those in their car now anymore. Maybe a CD case. What do you use to scrape your windshield when you don't have a scraper? Call us.
Now, Tina just keeps car in the garage. Look at that. It's been on since you bought the vehicle. You have a vapor lock. I see. So you're used to looking at that thing. Check engine light being on. All right. Well, good luck. Good luck with that. And guys, good luck to you getting through a Tuesday. If you are in the middle of a weather front like we're going to be kind of on the edge of, but there's other people that are going to be a little more centrally located in that, good luck to you. Hopefully you're able to get through that without any problem, or at least a minimal amount of difficulty, and then come back again for us on Thursday when we have our next live stream, which is on Instagram at @HalMoss_news. HalMoss_news is what you're looking for the Instagram page. If you're one who just wants to watch us on TikTok, well, we're doing that every Tuesday. When it's TikTok Tuesday, we'll be back here again then, from here in what we call the Hal Hole, my home studio. Have yourself a pleasant, peaceful, and productive Tuesday. Come back and join us either Thursday on Instagram or next Tuesday here on TikTok. Your friends that are here and are going to be here on a regular basis are called the Hal Raisers, and we hope you're going to be one of them from this day forward. Have yourself a great rest of your Tuesday, okay? Okay.